There we go. Check.
Check.
My audio line waveform is Snowball White. You got Snowball Black. And is that you? Talk to me.
Yep.
There it is. I see you.
Yeah.
Hey, today we are starting off in a new way. This is a new era in the Artcast podcast. We have 2 mics now.
Yeah, we do.
Let's see. All right, today's date is, what is today's date?
Today's date is Thursday, August 8th.
Thursday, August 8th.
I'm Chann Lee.
And this is Sonnyg G. We both are in now our 3rd Artcast podcast. This was one that is historic from the standpoint of, doing a second mic. Sounds really cheesy, I know. But we really want people to be able to hear us. We even got these goofy black foam things to put in front of the mic, so there's not a lot of, SSSS going. Hey, I'll do a picture, and we'll put the picture on the graphic this time, and you can see how crazy it is. And today we decided to sit down, and I told Chann that I wanted to sit on this one. Last time we stood, I feel like more energy is like pumping when I'm standing. Here's the reason why. Today's subject is coming from me. I want to talk about something that I mentioned to you, Chann.
Yeah.
Right before we got here. I purposefully didn't want to talk about it because I wanted it to be really fresh. But I wanted to talk about this whole thing of, as an artist, making a plan when you want to do something. For example, early week, I said, okay, on Thursday, Friday, I want us to go into the studio and just paint, and just sling it, have it everywhere, just have just huge days. And what happened to me personally yesterday is physically I wasn't feeling super good, and then I worked last night. I'm a server at a restaurant here in town, and one day I'll expand way on that. But really, it was a true. It was not easy to get through. It was all I wanted to do was to look at my manager and say I really don't feel good. I just want to go home. But my professionalism, I guess you would say, succeeded, and my discipline to get the job done won out. And I knew that in order to have the next couple of days free with you and Lil Ty and Dawson, I needed to get through last night. But what that does to me on an emotional level, okay, as such a right brain person, it takes a toll. And to be able to go to bed, wake up the next day, and then say, oh, wow, it's a brand new day, and let's go be creative. It's not that easy. And it really, somebody really special to me taught me the phrase low vibration and high vibration, and talks about the vibe. And using terms like that helped me explain what I mean by feeling down and not feeling creative, even if it's something that from like literally physically feeling a little sick, a little under the weather, but emotionally this shows up a lot more often in my life personally than just physically. Hey, I don't feel good today and I don't want to paint. Mm-hmm. It's more of an emotional battle, I guess, is what I'm trying to get to in this conversation. And the reason why I know, Chann, that you can feel the same way, exactly. I know you can.
I really can. Yeah.
I know you can, without even asking you. Before we left to come, we were just chilling, and you made the statement. You started digging through the movies, and we have a pile of movies.
Yeah.
Movies are something that's one of our things. We love the artistry of it. We love the creativity, whether it's a good one. Sometimes whenever it's a bad one, we still laugh just as hard. But you started digging through our movies, and tell me what movie you brought out.
I wanted to watch Rocky 3. It's
Rocky 3.
It's awesome.
What year were you born again?
2003.
2003. So it's a few years. Your generation is supposed to be going, I want to watch Creed. But you literally dug out Rocky, the collection set, and wanted to watch number 3. And something clicked inside of me when you did that. I thought, something's going on with him. Because you don't click Rocky 3 because you're ready to see some hugely dramatic role played out on the screen and it's actually very well acted. It's done well. The fight scenes are just as exciting. But you watch Rocky 3 for another reason. People watch Rocky 3 because they really are ready to kick the world's ass, if I can say it quite so clearly. I apologize if I offend you by saying it that way, but you really want to find a way to conquer or win the clubber lang of your life. If you know anything about Rocky, you'll know what that means. But I'm trying to say that during this scene, when they're on the beach the first time and they're running, and he gives up running, chasing after Creed, and Creed says, it's over, it's done. And then his wife walks up to him, and they have this massive conversation on the beach. I'm tearing up, and I said, I just need to take a shower. And I went in the bathroom, felt the tears coming, listened to her, emotional plea through the wall, and then thought to myself, my son feels like me sometimes. It made me emotional again, because I thought, oh my gosh, I have to show this kid how he can kick clubber's butt in his life too, because I need to figure this out too. The huge setup, I get it. I can tend to do that. I can ramble. I was almost put the word ramble in our tagline of the Artcast, by the way. Raw, real, rambling, blah, 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 blah. But I'm trying to say, Chann, that in this battle to be creative and express my creativity, it really does start with the emotional win over this thing in my life. I want to follow up on that, but I want to hear from you. If it's okay, I'm asking you to be, barren and share some stuff that maybe you don't want to, and you don't have to. But if you want to share some stuff, that most of the time, most people want to present this massive, I can kick life's butt. I'm the man. I got this. But I'm asking you to be vulnerable here. If you could talk about it, that you don't have to talk about specifically why. That's okay. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is the battle itself. Because here we are sitting in a room with lots of our artwork around us, lots of color, creativity, our own will here, sitting to win a battle so that we can stay creative and express. Why? Why does that matter? Why do we care? And exactly how is it that, when you get to that point, how do you win? How do you get out of it? What is it to do? Besides put on Rocky 3 and get pumped up, which is another thing that we do. And there was something else we did in the car, too. We put on a particular album from a particular band that's good. I see you fighting it. I see you pushing. Talk about the battle. Talk about the fight for me.
Lately, as I'm finishing up my recent painting, Pianos in Space, I've been kind of feeling, it's like I've got no creativity left. Like, I don't have, this desire to paint anymore for, the time being right now, like I used to. And I get this creativity when I'm alone most of the time.
Yeah?
I'll be at Mom's, and I'll be sitting in my room, Ty's over there, but I'm basically alone. I'll be, sketching and stuff, and I'll do some great sketching, and then I come here, and it's like I can't do anything. I do my best stuff when I'm alone. Yeah. To be honest, I have to be alone to do something that's great, which I don't guess I'll have to, because got my best painting right over there, and I did it while you were standing right behind me.
I'd say for probably 95% of it, yeah, I was in the same room.
Yeah, but I had my headphones on. It was like I was in my own world.
But you were in. There you go. You were in your own world. So for you, the battle is something that you do personally. You win alone. I'm learning here. I mean it, dude. This is something I'm learning, and other people get to hear me learn as a father right now. But I'm probing, not because I want to be a nosy adult or a nosy dad. I'm probing because I want to make sure that you know you're not alone. You may need to be alone to win the what am I going to paint next battle.
Yeah.
I'm talking about life now. This is the battle to get up and move in your life on other stuff. Clubber Lang doesn't just show up on a canvas, in life. I feel like you're wanting to say more. Talk. Keep going.
It's okay. I go over to your place. I go over to your house,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like creatively I can't do anything, and not that it's like I don't want to do anything. I go over and I'm never alone. There's always someone in the same room as me,
Mm-hmm.
and I never get the chance to like express creatively something. I mean, and we come over here and it's a small room, and you're right behind me painting the exact same time, and I get kind of claustrophobic sometimes, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like I can't do anything. I can't express myself, I guess. It sounds weird.
No, it's nothing's gonna sound weird. This is all, This is all. It's everything's fair game. The communication, even this conversation,
Mhm.
this is incredibly intimate, and I appreciate you opening up. What are some answers? What are some things to? What are some ways to, as Cy would say, to raise the vibration, so to speak? How can we do that? What are some other ways that you can get lost inside of you, other than the headphones?
Yeah,
What else?
I get motivated from like movies like Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky, the entire series, including the Creed movies. It really gets me pumped, and like I gotta do something. That's why it's one of my favorites. I can't really think of anything else. Just music in my own world. Watching a certain movie, sometimes I'll be like, I need a sketch or something, and I just take out a sketchbook and I start doing something. And it feels like I'm alone, and I'm just sitting there doing this, and it feels a lot better, I guess, than being in a claustrophobic room painting. I wish I just need to be alone when I'm creating something, I guess.
Well, hearing this again in a way, for the first time, I'm processing, trying to figure out, what exactly I'm supposed to say, even at this moment. But I will say, Chann, if you need that, I'll do my best to recognize it and give you that space, or give you the opportunity to have the space.
Mm-hmm.
But also from you, would it be fair to ask you to look at me and say, Dad, I need, ABC, X, Y, Z, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you can look at me and say, Dad, I really, I guess what I'm asking from you, I'm pretty good at discerning. It's something that, Grandma Faye, my mom, taught me. I'm pretty good at it, but I think sometimes I can still learn, and I'll do my best to recognize that, son. But I mean it. If I'm missing it, if I happen to be missing it, talk to me, Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know. I really think that. Like even the size of this room, we have a room right next to us that we're going to expand into and get ready for an art show that's coming up, because the staging and the background for that piece is it's pretty big. So we're going to need a bigger space. That's something that's just going to have to happen. But even when you're here, if I need to paint in the next room or something, that's not a big deal. That's okay. On a not so art level, maybe I don't know how to ask this, but like on a daily basis, like when you need the motivation to do schoolwork. All right. The battle itself, the battle to win that low vibration battle and bring it up.
I just have to get started on schoolwork. That's all I have to do. And then I just go and go and go, and I'm done. That's all I have to do.
Well, that one's, I'm gonna have to push back to you and say, dude, you're gonna have to push back. I mean,
I've got like half of it done.
You got to do it. Well, I'm not. You are. This is not me trying to catch up on where you are. Or,
No.
Or
It
that.
feels like this wasn't like you just randomly thinking of it. It feels like you're trying to get me
No,
to do my
it's,
schoolwork.
I promise you. I'm trying to make this conversation as relatable as possible on an everyday basis, not just an artistic basis. I'm trying to say to you, by the way, people are listening to an incredibly intimate moment here. I got to decide whether I even want this to show up in the Artcast at all, because as real and raw as I am in my life, this is pretty daggone close to home. So I'm scratching my head a little bit, trying to say, as a 48-year-old man here, just newly 48, by the way, I find myself fighting those battles still, son. These things don't just magically go away when you become a certain age or at a certain place in your life. You still have to find ways to, for you specifically, to get alone and win that battle. For me, it's to a degree the opposite. I get so much energy from the creative noise that I'll turn on a movie like you to find a motivation, but I'll also turn on something music and be talking. I'll be messaging you. I'll message Cy. I'll be in all these conversations, and then at the same time be painting all at the same time. I get energy from that. Sometimes even getting motivated to work. It's not, I gotta sort of pump myself up to get in there.
Yeah.
And then when I'm around that, then I can get energy, which is why yesterday, not feeling well, really was odd. I just was like looking at people trying to put on this smiley face to say, hey, I'm happy to be here and serve. That was different. That was a tough battle. But I guess what I'm saying to you, Bubba, is that this is a battle that you'll do for the rest of your life, and you figuring out what it takes, how you're going to do, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff is a really mature, incredible thing for you. I am beyond happy for you at this exact moment, because I feel like for me, I don't know that I figured out a lot of this stuff until way late in my life. And this is partly why I am started painting so late in my life. I've been painting and being creative all my life, but specifically to be an artist and say, I think I have something to share with the world, maybe make some money off of it, but I think I have something I can share with the world as an artist. This is something I started late in my life. Wow. So you really have hit me sideways here. I'm thankful for your honesty and grateful for your candor, Bubba. But please, help me help you from that standpoint. I don't mean that cheesy for you Jerry Maguire fans. This is me trying to say, I promise I'll do everything I can to sort of see you need to be alone in your space so you can get creative. And then at the same time, be available. I've watched us feed off of each other as well in this room.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong. You let me know. You've pulled me into your painting and asked, "How does this look?" We do that with each other all the time. We're not above being communicated with. right? I mean,
Yeah.
that it's something that we trust each other enough.
The creative mood, okay, it's overpowering. You like need to get something done.
Oh wow, right? It's like there's no choice.
Yeah, it's
You
like
have to
you
do
have
it.
to do it right now. And even if you're in here, sometimes I just get this feeling, and I'm like, I gotta do it. And I got something in my head. I just gotta put it on the canvas.
You got to get it out, right?
And, yeah, and I don't know. It's just recently, I guess. Not really that all recent. It's been a few months, but I've found like when I'm by myself, I feel like I'm doing better with painting and stuff. Right now, I mean, you saw me starting. I did this.
Yeah.
This-
Whenever
this
connecting
canvas
up
right
the
here.
two mics, you decided, well, I'm not going to just sit here and watch Dad do this.
I feel like it looks like a pile of poo right now.
So you're at the pile of poo stage of painting.
You know it.
Well, we all feel like that about our stuff at some point. I even fall in love with mine stuff sometimes, and then go back days later and go, "What the crap was that? It looks like crap." But you're early in on that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm trying to say to you, you might be feeling. This is a little bit of old dad communication here. You might be feeling some letdown emotion. When I finish a piece, I'll have that moment of it's done. Well, I'm gonna stop doing.
Yeah.
I don't know that
Yeah,
we said
you
that
don't
before.
really get done.
Do you
You
get
just-
100% complete? I don't think that's possible. But you get to a point where you accept it, at least done enough to stop at that moment.
Yeah.
And you feel really close. And you smile and feel good. And then at some point you go back and go, there's this letdown. There's this emotional feeling, this again, using the term vibration, there's this vibe that's just kind of like, like it's been let out. And I don't always know how to translate that as bad or good. I'm not trying to put this in bad or good categories. Oh my gosh, I can't stand that. When people try to make things always about being bad or good. It's not
It's
what
not
this
all
conversation is
black
about.
and white.
Oh my gosh, it's not about this. That's not what this
What I've
conversation
learned
is
about
about
painting
at
is
all.
that lots of shades of gray.
Our last name is quite perfect
Yeah.
for for who we are, not just what we do, but who we are.
Let's not get into politics, though.
Yeah, oh, good guys. That's we're talking about.
If Dawson came here,
We're
that's
talking
what he
about
would want to get
life.
into.
Oh well, hopefully we'll be able to introduce him soon. So this was this conversation is at least 50% just for me, and if we leave this online, I think people should just. If you want to make comments or whatever, that's fine. Yeah, I won't be the one that would delete stuff. That's not my style. You want to say up or down or whatever. I honestly, it's okay. I don't care. But if you get into Sonny, you need to be this kind of parent or that kind of parent, I probably won't even read it.
Yeah.
This is me. You're literally witnessing me learning how to love, be a dad. That's something I've had to do all on my own, and it's the best part of me. There's a couple other things in my life that are really, really close, but I'll have to say that being a father is the best part of me. And it's going to change and mold and shape and evolve and all that stuff. It is doing that very thing right now. With your older brother, just graduating high school and his life opening up and going those directions. He doesn't call and text me as much. He doesn't have to. He doesn't want to.
He just was like, "Hey, I'm going to Colorado," and he went to Colorado.
Bam! Just got in the car and
Yeah.
went. And I said, "Okay, Bubba, please be careful. Make good decisions. If things happen, go. I'm here. Not so much I can do, but I love you, bud, and be careful." So, wow. So I really you're catching me a little off, but I will say this. When I get my first tattoo. No, I don't have any tattoos. I will one day. But when I get my first tattoo, it will be an anatomical heart on my arm. Okay? an anatomical heart, most likely on my shoulder region, because I truly do wear my heart on my sleeve. It's a roller coaster to do life with me. I don't always like me, okay? But I do know that the roller coaster to raise vibration, to get myself up, to be creative about something, or sometimes just to freaking do life. There's some things to do, some practical things that I can do. I've learned something from you, Chann. I've learned a need of yours. It may stay the same for the rest of your life. It may evolve itself. It may become something a little different. But thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you. Thank you for being willing to do that in front of a microphone.
Yeah, it's really not a problem. I mean, I've got an openingness. I don't really like to close off and not talk about things. I really am like an open book. Ask me anything and I'll talk about it.
Well, that you get from Dad for sure. You probably get it from other areas too in your life, but I know specifically on a personal level, because it's me and you sitting here, I feel quite free to make that statement. Son, I'll do anything in this world, in this life, to help you grow and be a human that is kind, loving, sweet, that is strong, proud, but not prideful, that is humble, but not walked on. I'll do anything in this world to help you, son, including kick my own demon's butt, so that I can give you that example, but also to very much be open and be. You having problems with your mic?
Yes, I am.
No, appreciate it. I was in this really deep moment here, and you're distracting me.
I'm sorry.
Kidding.
I was
kidding.
Listening, I promise.
I know. I just want you to know, son, that here we've got a couple minutes left. That I'll do anything in the world, son, for you, and I'm thankful to do this with you. This is another venture, another thing that we're doing, that truly is ultimately something we're revealing things about us that we don't have to. These aren't things we have to do. We don't owe this to anybody. Even our artwork, we could just keep it for ourselves. And maybe ultimately that's what we end up doing. If that's the case, then that's fine.
Nah, if you die, I'm selling all your stuff.
Yeah, well, it ain't going to be worth much.
No, that's when the stuff gets valuable, after the artist has died.
What?
Yeah.
Are we hearing a plan hatched to get rid of dear old Dad? Oh, God, please help me. You heard it here on the Artcast.
Get the insurance money
if it's suspicious reasons that I go, please, people, talk to this kid. No,
you just said you'd do anything for me, and then I just talk about like how when you're dead, I'd sell all your stuff.
Well,
I'm a great son.
Oh, you're a fantastic son. All right. Well, I think we've nailed this one. This is this one's definitely going to go down as incredibly personal, and I will definitely listen to it maybe a couple of times before hitting the upload button. I just know, son, I love you, and I'm very thankful to do this with you. I couldn't imagine doing it alone. As you talk about being alone to get creative and things flow, I will say that I can't imagine doing this alone. Maybe sometimes I do, or think to myself, what would I share, or what would I talk about? But I will say, Chann, that you help raise my vibration. You help bring me up just by being you. And I think maybe there's people that might be listening that would say the same things about other people in our lives. So, all right, but I'm done rambling.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good day, and paint well. All right, are we saying goodbye? that what we're doing now?
Peace.
Peace and love. Have a good day, guys.